Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the finest Dawn of War 2 Codex modcasts this side of East Yorkshire. And today I've got a 1 vs 1 on Quest's Heresy. Playing on the northern side as the Chaos Space Marines with a Sorcerer Lord of Tzeentch, we have got Custodes. Playing on the southern side as the Necrons with the Necron Overlord, we have got Sluggy. It's quite exciting stuff. This is the first ever Codex modcast on the channel, so very keen to see what's going on here. And I'll be honest, I have watched the whole game here, just because I'm not quite familiar with the whole mod. I just want to make sure that I do the casting as best I can, explain all the bits and bobs, because I imagine a lot of people are very unfamiliar with how these factions kind of work in this kind of mod. We do see the Sorcerer Lord already being boofed in the face by some Scarabs and a Necron Overlord. Now, the way the Necrons work is that their units are very, very expensive in the early games, so they need to basically get their Scarabs out and do as much harassment as they can until they can get their bigger, badder units online. As you can see, they do quite alright on single targets. I mean, that Sorcerer Lord was taken down to low health very quickly, but in a ranged department, they are shot down remarkably fast, so need to make sure that these guys get into close combat as quickly as humanly possible so they can farm up that red resources. The red resource is what Necrons use to buy their plasma generators. I do believe it's 100 red for a generator of some description. I could be wrong, but it's something to that effect. Now, the Tzeentch Space Marines, they are, well, when you play Chaos Space Marines, you've got access to Chaos Undivided, as well as all the 4 Chaos Gods. And if you go for a particular kind of Chaos God, well, then you've got access to a couple of bits and bobs for them, like you've got Rubik Marines for the Tzeentch people. You've also got the Chaos Cultists that can do some sort of specific worship, kind of like in the OG stuff that gives guys buffs around them, do some demon summoning as well in the later stages of the game as well. Necron Overlord, quite a beast in the ranged combats. Also, not too bad in close combat neither. Sorcerer Lord throwing some blue bolts at him. Also fairly decent in close combat himself. Going to be stabbing away at this lad. Chaos Space Marines struggling a little bit against these Scarabs. Kind of need to separate these guys out as much as you can, so you're able to shoot these guys up as best you can. Well, you don't want to be clumped up, as these guys will just basically surround you. But then thankfully they've got their heavy bolter turrets around the base, so the plasma generators over here won't be distracted too much, as we do have a building. We've got Warpsmith have cracked on with a plasma or power generator even, and they will be able to build up like things like forward bases and turrets around the base and the map as well. That's quite good stuff. Yeah, we've already seen 1 power generator and more Scarabs on the way. 30 orange money for these guys and plenty of money saved up, as like I said, the Necron Warriors cost them like 50 blue and a whole smorgasbord of orange, so we'll have to see how they go. There we go, nice, a wonderfully placed heavy bottle turret to cover this central point here as well. And also just in case that these walls get knocked down as well, so nice cover on all their economy. So these Chaos Space Marines being surrounded by those Scarabs, but like I say, already been taken down lickety-split. Sorcerer Lord getting some revenge on those Scarabs in the exact same place as the beginning of the match. Could probably go toe-to-toe with this Necron Lord if you really wanted to. You've got the Cultists coming around the side for support. They're just going to maneuver around knowing that these Scarabs are going to be coming in. Just look how quick they move and how many that there are of them. 15 apiece. Very many of them. Warpsmith engaging in a bit of argy-bargy as well. Will run away. A fairly decent ranged combatant. They've also managing to do a lot of damage to those Scarabs. Not seeing any upgrades on these Tactical Marines at the moment. They can go for their Tzeentch worship, which gives them additional ranged combat, if I'm not mistaken. Sorcerer Lord just jumping straight in. Can they get the kill? It'd be amazing if they could. But no, never mind. If the Necrons do lose their Necron Overlord, that is quite an expensive model to remake. I mean, you know, kind of like in the original, the longer you leave them, the cheaper it is to regain, but they do not want to be spending any money that they don't need. There we go, Necron Warriors on the field. Although it doesn't seem like they cost that much. Or maybe they just got, maybe, I don't know. Oh, right, it's about 500. Right, okay, yeah. Quite expensive. These guys absolutely wreck face. In a long-range scenario, very accurate. Great against heavy infantry. But quite slow. Easy to be left out of position.
Your units fulfill.
Some grenade launchers been thrown in. Doing barely any damage, to be fair. And look at that health regen as well. Remarkably fast at their health regen.
Enemy attacks one of your structures.
Cultists going to have to run away as best they can. Going to see some more cultists. Chaos Space Marine's now going to go for a melter gun of all things. Wonder how that'll fare for them. Although, then again, high damage to an individual model might be what they want. Turret opening fire. A couple of models falling left and right on the Necron warriors. There we go, sending them in one at a time. We do manage to, just narrowly managing to teleport back home with about just roughly 100 health, but how quickly their health... I suppose that at home the health regenerates quite quickly because that's how the game works. That's the mechanics, Mr. Landshark. Quite a sizable host for the Chaos Forces here. One squad of Necron warriors going to stand firm. And managing to blast these guys up fairly decently, but that's a lot of guys. Might want to move them around just in case any kind of AoE damage comes in. Look how slow these grenades fall down. Knocking these guys on their backsides. I want to get behind cover. That might help you. But I suppose the only cover you need is the faith in the Chaos Gods. Necron Lord teleports straight in. Suppressing these guys. All sorts of mischief. There we go, second squad of Necron warriors coming in. So as the game progresses, slowly but surely, the Necrons are getting stronger and stronger. I'm going to see a Havoc... Before we're going to see a Havoc Marine squad being built up there, but no, they're going to probably, I imagine, save it for... Have you got money for Tier 2? You're about to get money for Tier 2, from what I understand. And it's just pandemonium bedlam here. Tier 2 coming in for the Necrons. And I imagine, probably, some close combat units would be great against Necron warriors. Some jumping units to get in there, prevent these guys from firing. Because range damage is so much against these heavy infantry squads. The cultists seem to be standing up against them a lot better, especially with those grenade launchers, keeping them on their backs, I suppose. Necron Lord as well, in close combat, doesn't seem to do that much damage against large amounts of units. With his range gun, he seems to do a good amount of splash damage, but yeah, I think maybe a mass of cultists and a couple of raptors maybe would be the way forward here. But Tier 2 is on the way. Tier 2 is finished for the Necrons. They are going to see some Necron pariahs. A melee elite squad for the Necrons. Chaos has been really pushed inside the base at the moment. Relying on their bolters to do most of the damage here. Really hard to get a squad wipe on these Necron warriors. After all, as we saw earlier on, as we saw just then, the moment they're about to die, they just teleport back home. That means that they can also level up as well. These Necron warriors are level 2. These are also level 2. Let's have a look at these guys. I do quite like the pariah models in the Codex mod. They're green war scythes on the go. Very nimble compared to their warrior counterparts. Trying to get those decaps in to prevent the Necrons from expanding too much. I've seen a listening post being built on for Shrek ear by the looks of things. Oh, good God. We've seen some bloodletters of Khorne. Summoning forth the demons. Khorne lending a hand to Tzeentch, I suppose. The Pariahs don't like it. Don't like it at all. This is one of the global abilities for the Force of Chaos, able to just basically sprout demons as and where they fancy. Got some flayed ones over here, though. Swiftly dispatching a whole squad of cultists by the looks of things. And there we go. Necrons once again pushing the Force of Chaos all the way back home. I've seen some plasma guns on these tactical marines. Will help them slay these heavy infantries down south. Necron Lord having a resurrection of... Oh, that's a bit dangerous. There's lots of corpses to play around with over here. We'll teleport straight over on this side. Quite brave of him. He's not doing all that well against being pistol whipped by the tactical marines. They're actually doing very little. Oh, well, it's because of the health regen around their base. Fair enough. Some Chaos Fire on the go. Damage over time. Whittling away these Necron warriors quite substantially. Necron Lord phase shifting out the way, having to waddle outside of the Chaos Space Marine base. But the, what's it called? The Heavy Bolter, that's gone down. Actually, we've not seen the Chaos Source for a while. Oh, he's lied down here for quite some time. Poor lad. Help me, get me up. But there's no help coming. Marines on the way. Quite beastly when they get going, especially when they're supported by cultist worship. There's a lot of Necrons there. We've already seen them struggle. But in saying that, though, the Necrons are not pressing their map control. They're not taking down these bits and bobs to hem the Chaos player in even further. Going to see the Heavy Bolter being replaced by the Warpsmith. And the Root Marines coming out. Baleful. Green, or not green, sorry, red stuff around them. Quite nimble are these Chaos Space Marines. Oh dear, just been turned into mulch by the Necron pariahs there.
Chaos Space Marines.
It's not looking good for the Chaos Space Marines. Taking down a power nerd. Oh, I was about to explain what these were before the demons came in. Yeah, so you are able to build up on your listening posts and your power nerds. And what you're able to do is basically trade orange money for blue money, or blue money for orange money, depending on what you've got. So able to have a flexible economy for either side, which is quite nice. Prize. No chill on these boys. They want this Heavy Bolter taken down, as the Warriors aren't really standing up too well against it. That being said, there are a lot of Necrons. Marines have been sent back packing. But just been turned into red paste by all the Necron warriors here. Rise after finishing with that Heavy Bolter, they're now going to go on to this side as well, but more Bloodletters of Khorne have been summoned forth, and fire as well. Wonderful use of the Chaos powers from Custodes here. Death and sadness been brought down upon the Necron warriors. Necron Overlord coming down to see what he can do about it. Slicing and dicing away. Chaos Sorcerer also still in there, getting a squad wipe on his Necron pariahs. Very nice stuff. Now it's just him alone in this world, taking down these guys one at a time. Now there we go. It's just hero vs hero action. Jumping on top of him. Get him slain, get him done, young man. Gonna run away. Oh, he's gonna run away for the health regen on this side. And oh dear. Resurrection Orb is used. And that is pretty much that, really. I mean, what else can you do once the Necron Overlord brings forth the Necrons? But yeah, short and sweet game. But I thought I'd show this game. It was sent to the Discord earlier on today, actually. I opened it up and saw it, but thought it'd be interesting to have a look at it, because at the moment, I don't think there's much PvP going on for Codex mod, which I think there's a lot of potential for it. But I do believe that, as showcased by this game, there's maybe a little bit of ironing out on the balancing things that is required. Now, fair enough that maybe the Chaos player could have done different things with his build order. Like I said, I think that going for a massive cultists and Chaos Raptors to deal with the Necron warriors is probably the way forward against this kind of composition. But, I mean, it's hard to say, really. I'd have to see a lot more PvP on the go. But I do like the way that the Necrons are kind of positioned, in the sense that in the early game, they've basically only got Scarabs. So being able to push onto the Necrons is actually quite easy if you know what you're doing. And then slowly but surely over time, they get just ridiculously strong. So it's thematic, it's lore-friendly. So I don't know. It's a mixed bag, I suppose. What do you guys think? I'd love to hear what you guys have to say in the comments. And also, I will leave the Discord links and stuff in the description below for my Discord and for the Codex mod as well, so discussions can be had over there as well. And if any of you Codex people play any more PvP matches, I want to send them in, please feel free to do so. I would absolutely love to cast more games like this, especially games that get into like the later games and stuff, so we can see really what each faction can do throughout the matches and stuff. So yeah, nice one. Cheers. I'll see you all in a bit. Peace.